There was a buzz around Frank Lux, all right. He just won the Pulitzer for his novel, King of the Monkey Ninjas, a book about monkeys who are also ninjas. As a result, the vultures and the lions and the sharks were starting to circle, but Frank didn't care. He drank enough, and he yelled enough, and sexed enough to give the tabloids something to hurl, but he wasn't one of those types, you know. The ones who walk on a tightrope over twin pits of acid and lava, the ones for whom every needle could be the one. Frank knew about too much. Too much was his stock in trade, but he was too smart to get caught doing too much. He always woke up on the first try when the medics restarted his heart. The engine on his wrecked car was still warm the first time he walked into rehab. Sure, it was also in a tree, and technically he crawled into rehab, but still. Frank was one of those, "You're kidding me's," almost an "I don't believe it." One night you go to sleep in a world full of James Deans and Marilyn Monroes and Frank Luxes, and you wake up, and you could swear that the wallpaper isn't the same color that you remember it always being, like you woke up from someone else's dream. The Frank Lux Memorial Marathon excreted itself out of every screen and page and gossip hole for weeks. Everyone he'd ever sneezed on gave a heartfelt tribute to the sweet taste of his mucus. The church wanted to sanctify him, but declined at the last minute because he was an atheist and he hadn't touched enough children. The Blogonomicon interpreted his works, then interpreted his interpreters, before finally it started to interpret its own interpretation, at which point it disappeared up its own sphincter. And nobody ever noticed that the body they found in that exploded dildo factory was 2 inches shorter than the guy in Frank Lux's publicity photos. Nobody noticed but me, his agent. Last I heard, he was tired of the buzz and teaching English as a second language to kindergartners in California. The has-been.